Hello and welcome back to the analysis of gold XAUUSD. My name is Vic. I'm the founder of Vikinsa Capital Management. Thanks for joining me here. Gold has been rising high, and the last week it has tried to reach all-time high here. So what we need to do is revise the analysis, look at from fresh perspective what is going on. Is it going for a new all-time high? And if it is doing that, then what are the targets or what are the levels which it can reach? And if it is creating a bull trap or something like that, then what can be the targets to the downside? So let's find out in this analysis. Stay tuned. Right. So what we are going to do is start from the higher time frame. So we are looking at 3 months time frame here, and this is what I have shared in the previous analysis and in our Telegram and Discord rooms, which is basically that the gold has tested this line, this trend line, which is 40-year old line. I started from Jan 1980, and now gold has tried to test it. Now because this is higher time frame level, the market may actually react a little bit later. So there can be delayed reactions to these sort of trend line support or resistance, those sort of things. So this is a higher time frame level, higher time frame line, and there can be delayed reaction to it, which basically means that it can take weeks or months to create a reaction to this, which means that it can take weeks or months to actually fall down or show some kind of correction. And it may start with the start of a new month. That is also quite a possibility. So the month of May is going to be very, very important, and we are halfway through the month of May, which means that the next few weeks, next couple of weeks, are going to be very important for the market to see whether it wants to retest this line, retest this trend line to the downside, or just come back and close below this trend line. So this is going to be very important a couple of weeks next week, starting next week. Now, if we come back to the monthly timeline, monthly time frame, what we see is that market reacted to this trend line here. Market fell down, and now it is trying to retest that previous high, or it's trying to go back into the wick of the previous candle. Technically speaking, that is a very common pattern where the market shows a reaction to something and then market tries to go back to fill the wick because it wants to cover some of the orders which are left over. So this is what is happening in this week. The market tried to go back up. Sorry, this month the market tried to go back up after showing some reaction, and this is how it looked on weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, what happened here? The market is still reacting, overall reacting to that trend line. And what is happening is that market fell down for a couple of weeks. Now it is going back up. So last couple of weeks were basically trying to retest some of the previous highs, maybe this high, all-time high, the previous high here, or it can go and go above the previous high, creating an all-time high. So what does it mean? It means that look at this. The market is probably going to create an M pattern, and there is another M pattern in here. And people who have gone through FCP training or who are aware of these FCP patterns, they will notice that there are several things which are happening at the moment in this structure. So if I just focus only on this structure here, we have a very nice M pattern developing. Now there are few variations to this. So if the market falls from here, or from one of these levels somewhere here, this level, then we can have something like this if the market if breaks through this midpoint. So this is the M pattern which can actually brings that necessary correction, right? Because the market has been overextending here, so that can bring that necessary correction, and which can also translate into the correction related to this trend line that we have got. So this is what we have here. However, if you notice that in the middle of this, we have this several W patterns here, complex W patterns which are here. And that is why I shared some of the important levels in our Telegram group and Instagram and Discord channels. Let me show you some of those. So these are the levels which actually came from that analysis, some of these levels, and the market has been hitting them. The last week we have been able to capitalize on a lot of these levels, because what these levels are nothing but support and resistance. They act as support and resistance. They are not actually support and resistance. They come from our FCP analysis, but they act as support and resistance. And it's not about who captured the biggest move. It is about the consistency. Who has been able to capture, like, let's say 2 to 1, 3 to 1, or 4 to 1, or even 1 to 1 reward to risk ratio trades on consistent basis, because that makes that person a winner, not the biggest, like, the guy who can capture the biggest move all the time. Because these big moves do not happen all the time, and there is not much guarantee that you will be able to capture them on daily basis, unless, like, you're a swing trader, or, like, investor or something like that. But for a retail trader, for a normal retail trader, he's happy with 2 to 1, 3 to 1, and all that. So all of these levels can act as support and resistance. And if you know the theory behind support and resistance, it's very, very simple. If I give you a level here, I say that, this is an important level, and if the market is coming from the bottom, and if you're long, that means that, you should maybe take the position off, like, let's take the profit off, and or maybe, like, take partial profit off, or close the position, because this is going to be resistance, because the market is coming from the bottom. And once the market reaches a resistance, it is bound to fall. So you can look for a short from this level. However, if the market violates this and performs a retest and then goes back up, then you can look for a long from the same level. So you see, these levels or zones are very important, and these levels and zones come from our FCP analysis, which I share with you in social media platforms. So these levels can act as support and resistance. Hence, they can act as your profit targets. They can also act as your entry points. So these are the levels which I gave you last time, and we have been able to capture a lot of them um, in Telegram group. So, for example, here I said, like, there was this level here, and there was a trend line. So I was able to personally was able to capture several moves like this one, one long from here, and a part of shorts here, part of, like, few scalps and day trades here and there. So these levels are very, very important, and I'll show you some of those levels. And the finer levels are there in the premium analysis if you choose to look for that. And if you are interested in getting a copy of premium analysis, you should look at you will find a link to that in the description of this video, or you can contact us on the Telegram. So if you notice that we have several complex W pattern in there, so one of them is like this, other one is like this. Okay, now third one is actually bigger one, and you see all of those W patterns were actually very good targets, like, for longs and shorts, like, those were very good opportunities. Now, one thing that I must tell you is that, I'm actually slightly concerned about this correction here, because this correction is a very shallow correction. And when we have shallow correction, and after shallow correction we have momentum like this is usually a sign that market can, there is a possibility, I'm not saying that it is going to happen, but that is usually a possibility that market will shoot up very high up. So that is quite a possibility because of this shallow correction, because the shallow correction followed by a big momentum shows that market is ready to overcome this, and there were not many sellers left in there. Market is still governed by buyers. So we cannot rule out the possibility of a big move coming right in gold. So that is a possibility. Now, one of the scenarios that I will also mention is that, as I said, we have this possibility of forming an M pattern. Okay. Now this M pattern can also form in a little different way, which I posted about on Bitcoin as well couple of years ago, and that's where the Bitcoin started to fall from 67,000 to 15,000. And that video is there, and you'll find a link to that in the description or somewhere on the screen as well. So once the market has gone slightly above, like, say, all-time high, it can form an extended M pattern as well. So there are a few scenarios which are running here. All you have to do is just, look at one of those levels and play around those levels, target one of those levels or enter at those levels, because those levels are the important ones. So let me share some of those with you right now. And as I said, these are not the comprehensive ones, because I share the better ones in premium analysis. So these are the levels which you can find on the screen. I'm not going to read out the numbers because you can see them on the screen. So these are the levels. As you can see, last time the market actually fell down from here all the way down to this level, and then found a little bit of support here, got stuck here, found support here, went and fell down from here. Now these are not specifically support and resistance, these are FCP levels, and the market has now started to fall from here, approximately here. So this is a very good level, because it has violated the previous high here. Now, what I did on Friday, I was like, waiting for the market to reach one of these levels, and I took a little scalp, which was 2 to 1. And basically, what you need to be a good trader is find these levels and start to look for 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1, those sort of opportunities. And if you can do it consistently, you'll make a good money. So that's what it is. So hopefully you enjoyed this analysis, found this useful. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with other traders and trading communities. And you are most welcome to join our free Telegram channel as well. You'll find the link to that on the screen or description of this video. And I'll see you there in the next one. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Find and follow us on these social media channels.